Hi everyone, it's the Comic Fan Man here coming at you with another video. And in today's video, we're going to have a look here at the Masters of the Universe X ThunderCats Battle Cat Man. The most powerful cat in the universe. Look at this. This is a really cool mix. I was really excited when Mattel announced that they were doing a collaboration with ThunderCats. Like, this collaboration makes more sense to me than the Ninja Turtle ones. Simply because ThunderCats is more in the sword and sorcery than the Ninja Turtles. But the Ninja Turtles, some of those figures came out really cool. But the first thing that I saw when they announced this was this Battle Cat Man, and I have wanted Mattel to do a Battle Cat Man for a long time. And obviously here you see in the artwork you have Battle Cat Man versus Beast Man up there. This wave comes with Lionel and Chitara, and I believe it has the Skeletor Mumra combo, which is their mega figure for this line. Very cool. All right, let's open it up and take out all the goodies. All right, so here he is out of the box with all of his accessories, and obviously he comes with all the armor on, but I wanted to take it all apart just so that you can see exactly how much he's coming with. First of all, here's his loincloth here, and obviously you can slide it off and on. He disconnects here at the waist, and you can just pop him up and take this out. Here goes his He-Man style harness, and this has the ThunderCat logo on there. Look at that, that's nice and clean. They did a great job with this. So I'm really digging that, but it is nice to know that I'll be able to put like a He-Man style harness on him, so I will do that later on. He comes with the left and right gauntlets for his arms, and these are really big for Origins, but as you can see, they gave him really long arms, and these are very nicely sculpted, very well done. All of his armor comes in this like shiny burgundy style color. These are his shoulder guards there. Really love that. Slides right up on his arms. Here's his helmet. Look at this. This is a really cool helmet. It's a really nice callback to the Battle Cat helmet from the regular Battle Cat. I like the design and the shape of that. And then he's got these two claws. It's sort of like the Terror Claw Skeletor that you just pop onto his hands there. That's really neat. And now let's take a look at Battle Cat Man himself. Look at this. First, look at that paint. The head sculpt is really neat. I dig it. I like the expression. The paint is really nice that they did there. His hair, very cool. I like this head sculpt. I'll even be able to use this on other bodies if I want to later, if I want to switch him up for something else. That's really neat. I like that. And look at that. This is the Origins body, but with a nice tiger striping on there. Very clean, very well done. Just on the front side, not on the back side. Nothing on the back side. And his Origin boots with his claw feet. Really neat. I love the way he looks. So now let's armor him up and see what he looks like there. All right, before we show off the figure, I forgot to show the mini comic here, Third Eternia, apparently. And I love the artwork here. They did a fantastic job with this. The mini comics are not normally this well illustrated, but yeah, they did a great job. I love all of this stuff. Look at this. The Skeletor Mumra mix is really cool. That's the figure. And there he is, Battle Cat Man in all his glory. Look at this. He looks fantastic. I love the way the armor sits on him completely. And yeah, he's got pegs here on the back. I'm not exactly sure what for, but I'm sure some of the other figures will come with something that can go on there. Look at this. He looks fantastic. I love that it relied on his burgundy color completely for all of his armor. He looks great. Look at this. Look at the way the helmet sits on his head really nicely there. And it looks, you know, it's a good callback to his Battle Cat helmet. Really well done there. And yeah, and the harness there is really cool. I did just try putting the Origins He-Man harness on him. It doesn't fit. Apparently this is a different body type, so I have to see if I can find one of the bigger He-Man harnesses to put it on, because the other one, the regular Origins He-Man harness, does not fit on him. But I think this is a great reimagining. I've always wanted a Battle Cat Man. Mythic Legions was the first one to put one out a few years ago. And a few years ago, it was like almost like the first or second wave. So it's almost a decade ago now. But now finally, Mattel did one with this ThunderCats MOTU crossover, and I love it. I think it looks great. All right, let's do some comparisons. All right, so here he is alongside the Origins He-Man figure, and as you can see, he is a little bit taller. So he is a different body, different Origins body. I think this might be the cartoon, maybe the animation body, but it looks great. And yeah, he goes well with the He-Man as his Battle Cat Man. I think that looks fantastic. And of course, here he is against one of the nemesis of the heroes, Skeletor. And I got Skeletor with a little bit of a magic effect there. Yeah, the Origin Skeletor. This is from the Skeletor Demogorgon 2-pack. I love this Skeletor. His colors are just amazing. They did a really nice blend of the yellow to green there. This is definitely of the Origins. This Skeletor and the Vecna He-Man are definitely my favorite. I don't really collect Origins. However, I could not pass up the chance to get this ThunderCat Man, and I really like the fact that the ThunderCats will be able to have their classic cartoon style look to them. So outside of having their new upgraded MOTU armor, that you can still make them look like their old classic cartoons. So I do want them. I know they're going to be smaller than what I mostly collect, which is Masterverse and the figures in that 7-inch fantasy line. But I gotta have them because Battle Cat Man, and then having the ThunderCats be able to be in their classic ThunderCat outfits. Yeah, I can't pass this up. And speaking about ThunderCats, here he is alongside my Super 7 Mirror Lion-O, which right now is my Super 7 Lion-O because I'm not gonna spend that kind of money to go get the blue one. But yeah, obviously Super 7 is in the 7-inch scale, so he's gonna be smaller. But the look of them together, I think, looks really good. And as you can see, Mattel really did a nice job with the ThunderCats logo. I mean, they were able to put it on here really, really nicely. So I dig it. Now here he is with my Mythic Legions tribute to Battle Cat. And yeah, as you can see, wonderful. I got this one last year, and this was my first Mythic Legions figure. As soon as I saw it, I was like, wow, that looks really amazing. And yeah, you know, it goes really well. Unfortunately, the greens are not the same. I was thinking of maybe doing a head swap, putting this head on this body. But the greens are not the same, so it won't really work out that well. But I love it. I think that looks fantastic. Alright, and here's a goofy kitbash that I did, a head swap, where I took the Filmation Cringer head, and I put it on the Mythic Legion's Whiplash figure, their Whiplash tribute figure. Look at that. It turned out that the ball joint for this neck peg is exactly the same size as the Cringer hole, so it worked out really well. The color is obviously not right, but look at that. You have you have Battle Cat Man, and you have a Cringer looking at He-Man, going, "Hey, He-Man, I think something went wrong." And of course, you knew I had to put Battle Cat riding on top of Battle Cat here. Come on, that's obvious. This looks great. The burgundies go really well. Mattel did a nice job matching that up, and it looks really good. I wish there was a little more play on their legs, like to like open it out a little bit more, because right now it just kind of looks like, you know, the way he's sitting on there doesn't look natural. But yeah, that looks really good. You know, it's fun. It's fun. I don't mind having him on there, but it's definitely not where I would leave him. But yeah, Battle Cat on Battle Cat. You gotta have it. All right, so here we have a Battle Cat Man and a He-Man here from a more savage age of Eternia. And take a look. Yeah, I was able to put his head on the new Eternia Mossman figure that just came out. And because the new Eternia Mossman body is basically the new Eternia Beastman body, all of the extra bits that came with the new Eternia Beastman, I was able to put on him to make it look like his Battle Cat armor. And I think he looks really good. Yeah, the head is a little small, and the green is obviously, it doesn't match exactly. But because of the separation of the harness from the body, I think it actually works out pretty nicely there. Yeah, I think they look really good. So if you wanted to do a Masterverse-style Battle Cat Man, yeah, you could put it on the Mossman body, and if you have the new Eternia Beastman parts, you could throw those on here. I think it looks really, really awesome. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this look at the MOTU ThunderCats crossover of Battle Cat Man. I think this looks fantastic. Mattel did a great job with this reimagining. I've always wanted a Battle Cat Man. Again, the first Battle Cat Man that I got was from Mythic Legions way back in the day. And, you know, now Mattel finally released him with this crossover. And I think he looks fantastic. I do like this harness, but I'm going to see if I can find a harness that's a little bit more MOTU instead of ThunderCat for him, because obviously for me, Battle Cat belongs more to MOTU than to ThunderCats. So I'm going to see if I can get him a He-Man harness that'll work on this body. But again, I think Mattel did a spectacular job. I'm not an Origins collector, but this crossover I can't miss out. You know, right after He-Man, ThunderCats came out, and I love ThunderCats, obviously. So having a MOTU ThunderCats crossover, they did it in the comics before, so I'm glad to see it now here in figure form. And this is the first one that I got, and I will definitely be getting the other ones. Alright, if you enjoyed this video and feel that I've earned it, please give me a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you and have a great day. Bye now.